Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode in the Connecting Words podcast. My name is Blong,
And I'm Sam.
and we're happy to be with you guys here today. This podcast is about a little bit of everything. We're going to be talking about things related to this world, the Hmong culture, how we see the world, how the Hmong culture fits in with American culture, and anything that we want to talk about, hobbies, ghosts, whatever we think of that we find interesting. We're going to try to bring it to you guys today, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. Today's topic is going to be on Hmong folklore that we've heard growing up as children, right? You kind of heard about this kind of stuff too, right, Sam?
Kind of. I feel like mom and dad, or our parents never really talked about it.
Yeah, like we hear it from people, and then we'd ask our parents, and then they'd be like, "Oh yeah, this is this," and they never really they never really talk to us about it. So today we have 3 stories that we're going to be talking about. This research was done by Samantha. We want to call them Tlang or Da, but the English term for it would be folklore or mythical creatures. And yeah, so our parents never brought these kind of stories to us. It was always just us hearing from like our friends later on in life, and we're like, we have a story, we have a monster like that, we have stories like this. We never even grew up with it, and it was like, it's pretty cool because we kind of related to the world, right? Like us, we grew up, we never even heard these stories, and then we're like, hey, every other culture has a story, folklore that they passed on for generations, and it was nice to just hear us having a story as well, right?
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I barely learned bad words in Hmong like last year.
What the?
So I feel like our parents kind of sheltered, or at least me, from a lot of the
just
Hmong
you.
stuff.
You were the baby, so then you. Oh, this is my sister. Let me say that this is my sister. Well, you were the baby. You're the baby in the bunch, and so yeah, we really didn't spend a lot of time like teaching you bad words. So I guess that's a good thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So the three monsters or the 3 stories that we're going to be talking about today is the Pinyovai. Pinyovai is the one everybody knows about. It's the spirit in the woods. And then Hlub or Hlub. That is the Bigfoot-like creature, the one that will come and grab you. And then the last one will be, hopefully I'm saying this right, Xyas, which is like a man who was possessed or never transformed. And we're going to read the stories for you guys here real quickly, and then we'll have a conversation about it. So let's go back to Pinyovai. The source is from sanmeow.fandom.com wiki/da, D-A-B. It says Pinyovai is a shapeshifter which takes the form of a long-tailed monkey when it wants you to see it. Looks like a cross over between silverback and a wolf's head equipped with long, sharp claws. Lives deep in a jungle. Makes screeching cry, demonic screaming pig. Hearing the call far away usually means it's already nearby. They make their entrances with a loud cry along with a gust of wind. Grilling your catch game or in the woods in general will attract it, meaning cooking it. If you poop blood during the encounter, that means you are going to die because it already started to eat your intestines, and chances of survival is slim. In Laos, you hear horses cry, then it is not a horse, but a Pinyovai. Another definition is an evil spirit that lives in the jungle, which they control. They can change into people or animals. When they change into humans, they can talk to you and then kill you. Interesting. So, what are your experiences with it? Tell me every time you've heard of it, or like people have talked about it.
The only time people ever bring it up is when you go camping.
Yeah, right.
You know, you're chilling, and then there's like tall trees around you, and it's windy. Like, oh, it's Pinyovai.
Yeah. Like this one time we were at camp, and we were like all of our family on my mom's side, and big old gust of wind came, blew the tops of the trees, and then the stories started coming with Pinyovai this, Pinyovai that, and so that's really the only time they talk about it. And even there are even stories that, mangy dogs and mangy coyotes are Pinyovai, and like, they come and they steal your chickens and stuff like that. They're like hairless creatures, but really, I think we just take it to another level. But,
it's just that one person that's like scared, a super chicken. Yeah, and spreading all these rumors.
Those are always the one. Those are always the one who, they make life interesting because they're always so scared.
That's true. I think, but what I've heard, what kind of scares me the most, if it is real, hearing a call from far away usually means it's already close. That's pretty creepy.
I mean, yeah.
Because you think like, oh, I have a chance. It's still kind of far, but really it's like right next to you.
But if you're here in the States, right? There are only a few calls that like you can recognize, like coyotes, maybe I don't know, wolves if you're in the right area. Sometimes bobcats and like cougars. But this one says it sounds like a horse.
It sounds like a demonic screaming pig, which I feel like all pigs already sound like that.
So essentially like a pig that's being stabbed, squealing, right? Yeah. So I think that I don't personally feel that I've ever experienced one, and I don't think I ever will because I don't really believe I will ever see it.
Maybe you have, because they could change it to humans.
Well, I don't go in the forest enough. Okay, ask your questions.
But what if she's like at Fresno New Year's, and then she's like, "Hey, you want to bop off?"
Oh, I've met those.
I've
met those many times.
You probably met them before.
Even Pinyovai don't want me, so.
Yeah.
But you had three questions. You had 3 questions. Go ahead and ask those questions.
So, what would you do if you encountered it? Like, it was legit scary, half gorilla, half wolf.
See, and reading the story, if we're talking about the story, by the time I hear it, by the time I see it, I'm basically dead. So, if I did see it, I'd probably poo my pants or something, and then I'd die, and then he'd eat me.
But would you give it, like, an ultimatum? Like, hey, like, you don't eat me, but I'll give you, like, a whole village.
Okay, so honestly, if I was in the forest, I'd probably have a gun on me. I'd probably shoot him and see what happens. Who knows? I never go into the forest alone, and so hopefully everybody's there too. But maybe they have those mystical powers where they can like shut everybody out, and then like you're the only one in their space. It feels like you're dreaming. Because when people talk about these like folklore mystical creatures, they're always by themselves, right? They're always it's never where like they're in like a big city and then it happens. It's always like, oh, I was up there and they saw me. I was taking a hike all alone at like 3 a.m. or something stupid like that. And then, oh my gosh, they encountered it. Maybe they're just so scared. They're just so scared that they like their mind was playing tricks on them. Or
just like some crazy guy with dementia and he was exiled from the village.
and they have a lot of that, like in the old country, like old crazy people would live by themselves. Like there's this video of this dude he's been living deep in the forest by himself, and he's doing that for hella years, and people are just like, oh man, it's so scary, but he just doesn't mind because he's always by himself. And these stories probably came about because walking through the forest, let's say you went to go visit somebody in the other village and it got dark. To get home, you're gonna walk through like the dark forest, you're not gonna be. There aren't gonna be. In the past, there wasn't any kind of major roads. Now more so, but in the past, you would just walk down a dark road, and hopefully you stay on the path, and don't meet any ghosts, don't meet any dead people, and stuff like that. But I guess that's where it comes from. Fear can play a lot of crazy things in your mind,
Yeah. Okay, second question.
Okay.
What do you and Pinyuvite have in common?
I don't know if I have much, but maybe some people don't want to see me when I'm at family functions. They're like, he's here. Fuck. But
that's true. I heard that he likes to eat intestines or something.
I like eating intestines.
Right? Same. So I'm like, maybe we could bond over that.
Oh yeah. But like, hey bro.
Share some.
I got this pig right here. Let's eat the thing together.
Let's go Korea barbecue. I got you.
That's the city Pinyovai. That's the city Pinyovai. What about you? What would you do?
Oh, dude, I don't know, man. I would just try to like use my sex appeal, I guess.
He'd be like, no, I'm gonna eat
like,
you.
nah, you ugly. I don't know. I probably just freeze and give up.
Well,
honestly,
that's probably what most people would do.
Yeah. So. Already accepted it.
All right, and then third question.
Oh, would you add him as a Facebook friend?
You know, he probably wouldn't add me. He probably would.
You know,
be like,
let's say like he was like rehabilitated. He's normal. He don't eat people no more.
If he gets to that point, yeah, he's probably pretty famous. So
you gotta think about it. He's a shapeshifter, right? So he could catfish for you.
He could be anybody. Maybe he's an influencer. Maybe I'm a pinot.
Oh.
Sheesh.
He could be anybody you want.
Haven't eaten a human in 5 years.
And if you want to, like, you know, talk to girls, he could turn into a little cute puppy for you. Y'all be friends.
Win-win. All I see is win-win. That's it. All right. Did you have anything to add?
No. It's pretty crazy how more people are pretty creative with their folklores, for sure.
Yeah. Well, you know, when they talk about folklore in a lot of different cultures and they speak about it, a lot of these were just tools, right? There were tools as far as like keeping kids from like wandering off and dying in the woods. They tell them stories like I have a Vietnamese friend, right? She's super funny. She says, my parents told me stories of the people eating humans that lived in the mountains of Vietnam, right? And she's like, those are you guys. My people used to tell their kids not to go into the mountains because there are Hmong people or human eating people up in the mountains, and that was supposed to keep the little Vietnamese kids from, like, you know, wandering up into the hills. And she was like super funny about it, but you know, it's kind of like that, like it came out of a necessity. True. Like Nordic tales about like mermaids, like, and stuff like that. There was just so that you would stay out of the water, you know, like all these trolls and stuff like that, so you would stay out of the forests, right? So that the little kids don't just wander off. But I think to myself, like, this probably came out of fear and necessity, you know. It's like, yeah, like just tell the kids this something exists in the forest and it's super scary and they won't ever go in there because they're afraid of it. And then it turns into, like, you know, people who are chicken adults, they continue that forever and ever. And we're still talking about it today in America. Like, Pinot White got on a plane and flew over with us, you know? You know what I mean?
First generation Pinot White.
First generation. I wonder if they can speak English well.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, let's move on. Yeah, you want to move on to the second one?
Yeah, second one.
Okay, I feel like this is my favorite one because I'm really into, like, Bigfoot. I don't know if they're real. I don't believe they are, but I believe that there's possibility for they did say, scientists say that there was a North American great ape, and there are great apes everywhere. And we're talking like, if we're talking like Bigfoot, folklore of Bigfoot, we can look at different cultures like the Yeti in the Himalayas, the Wendigo here in with the Native Americans, Bigfoot up in the Pacific Northwest, and you know they talk about all these different cultures talk about like hairy giants that they had to fight and destroy or kill. And if you look at cave paintings and like stuff like that, right, it all kind of points to, it's almost like dragons. How we're going to talk about dragons in a different in another episode, but like dragons are kind of universal. Every culture has this dragon. The Chinese dragon, true. The American dragon, where like they drew these long serpents with legs. The Nordic dragons that they put on their boats. The English dragons with fire breathing. These are all like, you know, it's kind of, Bigfoot kind of lives in that like cryptic world, right? And so if we talk about Hlub itself, it makes sense because it falls into that category. Gigantic, hairy, monster, lives in a solitude life in the woods, dangerous when you meet him. Nobody sees them until they're dead. Nobody sees them, and then when they do see them, it's kind of like you can't prove it, right? Yeah. So maybe, okay, if we're going to play like devil's advocate, there's a possibility of all of this stuff existing, right? Because most people are adamant. They believe in this stuff. They're, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you never know.
So let's read the story. Did you want to read this one? Or?
Yeah, I could do this one.
Okay.
So, this guy is half human, half ape. He apparently has long arms, no knees or joints. So when he's chasing prey, he appears to be stiff due to his long limbs and absence of joints. He may look like an orangutan or Sasquatch or the West. They do not shy away when they are spotted. They are attracted to campfires, and when they catch someone, they will look up to the sky to see if there's a full moon. They will only feast if the heavens allow them. They will hold on to you if a full moon is present, and they will keep you and eat you till the next full moon.
At the next full moon.
At the next full moon, yeah. I'm a little foggy, so hold on. Mm-hmm. They have a fear of gods above. Oh shoot, I can't read. Okay, hold on. They do that because they fear the gods above will strike lightning down and kill them if they do not obey the rules. But which is weird because the sky must also be clear with the full moon. So I think the moon is full.
I'm thinking that they can't see the moon if it's not clear.
Oh, makes sense, yeah. Mm-hmm. But elders say the only way to get away is to, or there's two ways to get away. So you can escape by wearing bamboo sleeves up your arms and covering your wrist. So when they grab you, because they grab you by your wrist, you can slip away. And you can run up the hill to escape. Because Mahu have no knees, which slow them down. They're large, but they are slow. And will attempt to chase you. So because they're so down to chase you, you run in different routes, like zigzag. And you run uphill to outrun them. But if you're caught by them, and you don't have any bamboo sleeves to protect you, they always look up at the sky first. So when they look at the sky, that's like your chance to break free because the grip would have loosened. So those are the only two ways. Other than that, you're screwed.
So essentially, I think I heard this portion of it that, the folklore is when you go into a forest infested with these guys, always wear a bamboo sleeve over your wrist while you're walking at night because these guys usually only come out at night. Then once they grab you, you have to run away. So then you would essentially have it covering your whole wrist so that you have that layer of protection, right?
Yeah.
I think it's interesting. I mean, I could see this creature looking like a Bigfoot, right?
Kind of. So are the legs shorter than the arms, right? Because it has
I mean, if it's saying it looks like an orangutan, but it's like a giant, they're saying it's a giant man-like creature, right? Mm-hmm. So I think it could be, maybe the legs are so short, it just appears that it doesn't have knees. Right?
Yeah,
right? Or his belly hangs so low. But if this thing is huge and giant in the forest, and they say up until when did it?
1900s?
To the 1900s. I mean, how do you understand that? Like, how do you know that? How do you know it lived till the 1900s?
And then, okay, I kind of did some research. I was like, orangutans, they only live in the 2 islands of Indonesia. So whatever that was, it probably was an action.
Yeah, because look at, if you're looking at the monkeys, or the primates and the great apes, they didn't really have a lot of like great apes up in Laos, right? I mean, I think they had.
I don't think so.
They had monkeys. They had like the smaller primates, but I don't think that this would be anything like that. I think I don't think I've ever heard any kind of like Western research on this creature, this folklore, and it would be considered a cryptid, like Bigfoot. It wouldn't be real science. Like, how like they're looking for the Tasmanian tiger. That thing used to exist. That thing used to exist, and people who research those like extinct animals, that's not the same kind of science as if we were looking for Bigfoot. So I don't know if anybody's gonna ever look for these guys, but I think I find them very interesting. And the story of walking through the forest and getting grabbed, that's freaky. Did you ever see that video that Bami sent to you? Where Yagi's cousin was like walking through, or Yagi's cousin sent to them, and somebody was walking through the forest, and there was like a Bigfoot looking from behind the tree, and it disappeared.
Oh,
yeah, it was
maybe. Was it grainy though? I feel like every footage of Bigfoot's grainy.
I mean, it was sort of grainy, but the dude was only maybe like 20 feet away. Huh. It was creepy, super, super creepy.
That is scary.
I know. Okay, so do I identify? What were the questions again?
Oh yeah, do you identify as a? No, the question is, what would you do if you encountered one of those guys?
Well, hopefully, if I'm encountering them, I would have a bamboo sleeve on. if I have a bamboo sleeve on, I'm not waiting for it to look up at the moon, because I think once it grabs you, it automatically looks up for approval, right? Because it probably is walking. Yeah. It's probably walking only during the full moon, right?
You know what you could do? He's looking at the moon, right? You just grab his finger and point at the moon. His ears are cut off, and then that's your chance of escaping too.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, that's another one, huh?
Yeah,
that's another one. Mm-hmm. That's a good one too.
So if you believe that, then you're set.
Dude, yeah. It was funny because Bummy did that, and she posted that on Facebook, and she got banned. She got banned for like a month because it said, point your finger at the moon and you'll cut your ear. I think the cutting your ear part, you know, their bots just like, they just flagged it.
That part means Facebook believes it. Doesn't want you to spread the word.
Maybe it's one of those where like, hey, they understand it's actual factual. Who knows? Okay, second question.
Oh yeah. What do you and the monster have in common, or the creature?
I mean, I'm tall. I'm not that tall.
That's true.
I'm not hairy. I'm Asian.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We're like, what was that saying? They're like dolphins. They're like hairless dolphins. Nah, nothing really.
Nothing. And would you accept his friend request?
Yeah, he seems.
Yeah,
cool. He seems.
He's a pretty cool guy. He has like morals and standards, you know.
Yeah, I think I'd be good with him because he doesn't do anything out of the rules that he lives by.
Right.
You know, he's pretty stringent and following the rules. So I like that.
Consistent.
I do the same. You know.
True.
So, what about you?
I think for me, what we have in common, I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of slow. Like if someone to chase me, yeah, I would also lose. I don't know. I guess I believe God would strike me with lightning too. I guess.
Oh, that's possible.
So I'm pretty scared. Yeah. Pretty scared of God.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's it. I don't like people, so.
Would you add him? Yeah, you would.
Would
right?
I?
You already said you would.
Maybe. Yeah, I would. If he was cool.
He seems cool.
He seems cool
though. I don't want to be eaten by him, but still. Okay, last one.
Yeah.
Okay. This was Xyas. This is like the first time I'm hearing about him because I'm not really deep into like these type of like folklore.
Have you seen that movie? The old school mom movie where they're like dressed as tigers?
Mm-mm.
I think that's about him. I'm not too sure.
This is the one where like it freaked out. What's his face? Where like no. Oh, yeah.
No.
The girl riding the tiger. No. That's
no.
Okay. So the source is deviantart.com / Hodar in Nudu art Xyas. Okay. Southern China, Laos, and Vietnam. The origins: man that has a power to transform into a tiger that was cursed by heaven. He practiced the dark arts. A man-eating tiger who acquired the ability to appear human.
Yeah. So there were these are the 3 different origin stories that people have said.
So there's.
So they're separate. Yeah. So
the first one is the man could have had the power to transform into a tiger and was cursed by heaven. The second one was man who practiced the dark arts. The third was a man-eating tiger who acquired the ability to appear human. Okay, so that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I would say if I was to choose one, I would choose man who practiced dark magic.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would kind of mix the first two. Man, so he practiced dark magic, and then his magic allowed him to transform into a tiger.
So then, that's true. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so then it's at constant war with the king of tigers, so he spent his time kidnapping and killing humans to turn them into undead servants. Has the power to wake up the dead to fight as his minions. Preferred beautiful or talented people. Oh, Sam, you have
I have no chance.
You have no chance of being killed.
So we'd be Facebook friends for sure.
He won't accept it.
He still wouldn't, yeah.
Artists were advised never to play music, sing, or recite poetry in the wilderness. And here I was whistling in the dark. Crying in a cemetery, considered risky because he would prey on those emotionally vulnerable. His servants were always ready to drag new victims to their masters so he could steal their souls, often accompanied by one or more bunzong or bunzong, which are evil spirits that often took the shape of creepy, disheveled little girls with unkempt hair. Whistling at night would attract bunzong or banzong, and they will summon Xyas. Elders say before he got weaker and disappeared, he created a new Hmong clan, the Lore clan, some call Lao Jaw. When they die, they become his minions. Okay, all you Lore people, let me know if it's true. By Yingsa Lore, she's gonna be a cougar someday.
Yeah, that's why she won. Oh no, top 16.
Top 16, yeah. Top five, wasn't it? No, I don't know. Top 16. Yeah. She was the 5th choice. Okay. So this is pretty interesting. I don't know if I've ever heard of this. Is this a part of the whole like Taha Jota thing? You know, like is this it?
Yeah.
So like that, right? So does that mean this could be part of it? I mean, I'm not very cultured or well versed in this folklore, and I'm sure there are people out there like screaming at the computer right now saying, "Oh man, you're so stupid." But you know what? I don't know it, and I'm gonna assume that it is because most people, it's all connected. You know.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it was kind of like a curse back then. You know, like I curse you, and he's gonna come get you.
Maybe he was like a pervert that was just like capturing people. You know. Killing and capturing and raping and
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer style. And he was cursed by the quote unquote gods and became this evil being for a while, and now they say he's gone. So okay, I'll ask the questions. What would you do if you encountered it?
We'd probably be homies because he prefers beautiful or talented people.
He'd be like, hey, he's toxic too, hey.
Yeah. I'll probably just volunteer as a minion.
He'd be like, hey, don't bite me. I got you.
Like, I hella desperately want to be a part of a group, you know? So I'm like, okay, yeah,
let
me join.
You're telling everybody that you're a part of this crew.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the probability you would find yourself in this situation?
Probably slim to none.
You ever whistle in the dark?
I can't.
Man, whenever I think about darkness...
What happens if you can't whistle?
Well, then you're like Hannah. You kind of go like this. You just
or like
air. Like that video. Yeah.
Does that count, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. So okay, let's see. What's the next question here? What do you and the monster have in common?
I think I prey on like beautiful people too.
Oh, you want to be their friend and just backstab them?
Yeah, and they're like talented people. You know, when you go to like the Hmong concerts, like they're just so enticing.
Ooh.
Like some artists are not attractive, but because they could sing, you're like, whoa.
Okay, we won't throw some names out there. We don't name drop, but we did see a pretty famous Hmong person at the Dang Tao concert, and took a couple photos with her. She was pretty cool for the 5 seconds that we met her.
Wait, I'm trying to think. Wait, give me a hint.
She's the sister of my friend.
Oh, that was really cool. Yeah.
That was funny, right? Oh,
it's funny, like, you know, they're just another Hmong person, but when you see them, you're like, whoa.
Bro, you were starstruck, bro.
I was. It wasn't the adios.
I couldn't believe how starstruck you were.
Yeah, it was crazy.
IRL.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So if you guys have any comments, go ahead and just put them in the comment section. And this is our first ever Connecting Words podcast. Again, my name is Blong.
Oh, I'm Sam.
And we're We're very happy for you guys to be with us, and stay tuned. We're going to be doing a lot more recording, a lot more podcasts. It's not going to be just about folklore. It's going to be about like current events and everything, and everything that we find interesting. So thanks for listening. Thanks for coming out, holding on this long and listening to the end. We really appreciate all of that, and I hope everybody has a great night. See ya. Say goodbye.
Oh, bye.